goodness. Hey everybody, it's Dr. Joe and Yawning Remy, and today I'm going to show you my top 10 stretches and exercises for golfer's elbow. So let's get started. Yeah. Disclaimer alert, disclaimer alert. So one of the coolest things about all my viewers on YouTube is sometimes they'll send me awesome stuff. And so Jaap Limstra, all the way from Holland, sent me some puppy portraits. Aren't they so cute? They're so cute of you, Miss Remy. So let's get started. Okay, so the first one is scar tissue mobilization. You can also do some cross friction massage. And so when you've got golfer's elbow, right when it comes to the edge, you really want to kind of massage or mobilize that spot because a lot of times there's scar tissue there. So this is a great way to start. For soft tissue mobilization for golfer's elbow or medial epicondylitis, you want to go to right where the base of the elbow is on the inside. That's where the muscles come and attach. When you're doing a mobilization, you want to actually mobilize or move the tissue. So you're not rubbing it, but you're actually moving that tissue. You can go in circular motions, you can go side to side like a cross friction, and you can go up and down and just work your way through the area and the tender spots. So number 2 is a wrist flexor stretch with elbow extension. And so make sure in here that I'm saying flexor. I'm stretching the flexors, I'm not flexion. Some people have commented on that. So I'm stretching the wrist flexors, and that's where those muscles come up and attach to that inner elbow where that golfer's elbow happens. For a wrist flexor stretch with your elbow extended, put your arms straight out and then bring your fingers up. Stretch with the other hand and hold. So number 3 is wrist extensor stretch with elbow extension. So again, I'm saying extensor, not extension. So now we're stretching them on the other side. And even though those muscles aren't attached to the inner side, that medial side, you really want to get it stretched out just all around that area. For a wrist extensor stretch with your elbow extended, put your arms straight out and make a fist with your hand. Then with the other hand, help push it down and hold that stretch. So number 4 is wrist flexion with elbow flexion. So now you are flexing that wrist area. So now this is a little bit more range of motion or a / exercise. For wrist flexion with elbow flexion, bend your elbow, place your arm on a table, and put your wrist just off the edge so you have a lot of room. Make a fist with your hand and go down and come all the way up. Number 5 is wrist flexion with a weight. So you can use something like a 1 pound, 2 pound, or even maybe a super vegetable can. For wrist flexion with a weight, you can use a super vegetable can. Place the can with your palm up and bring it up as far as you can and then down as far as you can. So the next one is wrist ulnar and radial deviation range of motion. So now you're going just in different directions, but again, all these muscles kind of come up and attach to that elbow, so you really want to get them moving and get some motion in there. For ulnar and radial deviation with elbow flexion, bend your elbow and place it on a table. Put your wrist just off the table so you have some movement. Make a fist with your hand and just turn it out and in. Number 7 is wrist radial deviation with a weight. So now you're going to start strengthening those areas because again, that's going up into the elbow and you really want to work those muscles. For radial deviation with a weight, you can use a super vegetable can. Put your thumb up on top and go down and up. Number 8 is wrist supination and pronation. So this is, again, just starting to go in different directions, and these motions really happen at the elbow. So you really want to get that motion in there, helps the blood circulation, helps loosen everything up, and really does a good job of getting everything moving in there. For wrist pronation and supination, put your elbow by your side, put your fingers out, and then just turn your wrist into supination and then back to pronation. Number 9 is wrist pronation and supination with a weight. I like to use a hammer. You can use something that's just a little top heavy. Just go into your pain-free range of motion, because sometimes this is a little bit uncomfortable when you first start doing it. For wrist pronation and supination with a weight, you can use a hammer because it'll give you an extra stretch. Bend your elbow by your side and then take the hammer and go out into supination and then back into pronation. Number 10 is bicep curls with a band in a seated position. So the bicep tendon does come all the way down and cross that elbow, so it's equally important to get that strengthened, get that moving to help that whole elbow area. For seated bicep curls with a resistive band, make sure you anchor the band down with your foot. Keep your elbow by your side and turn your palm up. Bring the band up and slowly bring it back down. So there you have it. Those are my top 10 stretches and exercises for golf course elbow. Remy's so pooped out because she's been staring at her portrait all day. So if you'd like to help support my channel, make sure and click on the link up there. And don't forget to subscribe. Where Miss Rem? Down there. And remember, be safe, have fun, and I hope you feel better soon.